so much fear arises.
Right.
And and it feels like it's eating me from the inside, like it's a demon. And it's totally overwhelming, basically, and it seems like it's like a vortex. So much fear arises.
Unworthiness is the ground of this, isn't it? At the core of the ego structure, that's what lives. I'm not good enough.
She's actively resisting.
So start there. Who I am is not good enough. This is a pattern that's running my life. But the pattern begins with self-rejection. Rejecting yourself. Self-rejection. This is the disease of Western culture. 99% of the people you meet have it. In some way or another. Some very overtly, some very subtly, but that's what's wrong. It's not right, it's not lovable, it's not something. Who I am is not good enough. It's just a pattern. It's just a pattern. Very painful pattern. We're so quick to try to feel good about everything that we don't actually look. And often in the middle of an illusion, if we crack it open like a nut, we can see inside of it, there's often a truth. The truth that's within this sort of self-rejection, unworthiness, is that at the core of the ego structure, the ego is impersonating our true being. Even in healthy egos, you get way down to the bottom of them, there's fear and there's unworthiness. Because the ego structure is pretending to be all that you are, and it's not.
But I have even had some insight into it not being fully, that I'm not even that fully. Yet still it's like, it keeps pulling me back in.
It can be a very persistent one. But as long as you pull away, you will continue to move in that direction until you can just be with the fear. How the mind creates the next thought of fear isn't that important necessarily. It's just be with the fear. No, you just encounter the fear. Oh, there's just fear. The mind just gets anxious. No, you just encounter the fear. Oh, there's just fear. I'm saying, watch. Oh, this thought. It's trying to link up with the next thought and the next thought. And oh, it's an avoidance of an experience. And it's just, when you see things, they fall away. Unless you're seeing them as a strategy to get rid of them. If you can be willing to just experience it. Even a little moving away will make it feel like a tidal wave.
It's totally overwhelming.
That's just more running, you see.
You see how we almost always move away from it, which only makes us feel overwhelmed by it?
But if there's just any thought that's going to come, any feeling, even if it's terror, observing from your whole being, not being the observer.
But when we can just, here's the old familiar feeling. Running my life for years, decades. I've tried to improve it, change it, escape it, do 101 things with it. I've tried to do everything, but just stop right here. The challenge is that your mind doesn't want you to do that. So it just thinks about it endlessly, relentlessly. It's this and that, and wanting and demanding and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You say, God, it's a fiction. It has no existence. It's not who you are. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a strange paradox, isn't it? It's like the mind thinks because it wants to get away from the experience, but all of its thinking is this terrible negative self-judgment, which only deepens the experience. So when I'm saying you I know this is counterintuitive. If you draw the experience close, just the feeling. Because here's the principle that I'm working with. Any experience that has not been allowed to complete itself in you gets trapped in your system. Gets trapped in your system. If we have a negative experience, something in this resistance, oh, that hurts. No, I don't want that.
What the fuck was that, man?
Oh, that hurts. No. It can't complete itself. So it gets stuck in your system. Not only your mind, but in the cells in your body. Just like a little top that's just spinning. It can't complete itself.
Yet still it's like, it keeps pulling me back
It can be a
in.
very persistent one.
You don't have to have an answer. What do I do with the fear? That's just more running, you see.
À ceux qui l'écoutaient.
And you can be willing to just experience it. When we can allow that experience to be simply experienced, it can begin to complete itself. What if I really just experience it? The feelings, the emotions, the disappointment, the sorrow, and just if I just let this experience complete itself? And all the thoughts that bubble up with it, I'm unworthy, I'm not good enough, I'm going to be left. Those thoughts need to be seen. Oh, this is how I feel when I believe that. So we see it. Of course, the first thing the mind says, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
What do you do? Just be with this fear. Then illusion can't survive. Illusion can't survive that. There's literally a fear of being nobody. You're afraid of yourself. Because we are all the emptiness that we are all running away from. The dream state of the need. It's this and that and wanting and demanding and da-da-da-da-da-da. And you say, God, it's a fiction. It has no existence. Fear, anxiety, nervousness, what's going to happen? Will I be approved of? Will I be liked? Will I be rejected? Will I be...
It was all a dream.
It's like a vortex. It's eating me from the inside like it's a demon.
It's not who you are, and it's beautiful.
So much fear arises. So much fear arises. So much fear arises.